make sense of our environment and our inner life through the stories we tell ourselves. It can be positive stories and happy stories, but unfortunately it's often negative narratives, which means it's the super critical stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. And that can keep us trapped in our narrative, and we can repeat in the present things that really belong in the past. If I always say I'm useless or worthless, anything that I might now do today, which is not perfect, I might experience as a failure and a confirmation of me being useless or worthless. But we have the power of reframing our stories, of breaking free from this negative narrative. The first one is to really own this power of choice. The power of choice to intentionally set ourselves free from the past and intentionally to live in the future. But in order to do this, we need to practice some skills. The very first thing is just to be mindful and live from a place of gratitude, acknowledging every day the positive things in your life and also the positive things about yourself. This can take the form of affirmations, but not all of us are good with affirmations, and that's sometimes something that comes easier when we first learn just to stop the negative critical narrative. But in order to stop the negative critical narrative, we also need to acknowledge it and to recognize the stories we tell ourselves, and then to consciously replace it with a different narrative. So you need to acknowledge, be aware of it, then you need to release it and replace it. So if I can use the sample again, I could maybe be a perfectionist and I can talk negatively about myself, like, oh, you're always such a perfectionist and that's why it takes so long to complete everything. Or I can tell myself, you are very thorough. You really do your best always. Unfortunately, sometimes it makes you a bit slow, but that's something we can practice. So you can really replace your negative narrative with something positive and live from this positive view and purposefully be present in the here and now, but also to intentionally live in the future.